All right. What in the name of science? All right. Welcome to Two Sweet Lambruscos. Oop. There we go. Billy Longhorns.
Yeah.
Long. Polly Firm. Robin.
Howdy.
Have you learned to sneeze yet?
No. Still working on it. It seems to always come out.
It's not going to happen till it's not going to learn till it happens.
It seems to always come out as a fart.
You know what? We have to do that again because I wasn't recording. Just keep that muzzled for a second. See if you can do that. Oh, I wasn't recording anything. All right. Welcome to Two Sweet Lambruscos.
Well, one's sour.
Semi-sour.
Yeah.
Billy Longloins, Polly Firm, Robin, the master of the sneeze.
The silent sneeze.
Sometimes those are the only way that people learn. They shit their pants. I actually was at the meeting 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Sebastian sneezed like that. I didn't know what it was. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And Carolyn was like, oh, he sneezed. I'm like, that was a sneeze? Like, while Rory was sharing, I said it like really loudly.
Oh, we turned it into a thing.
Well, it ended after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you shouldn't sneeze like that. Puppies die, you're going to shit your pants. It's not a good way to sneeze, man.
What happens? Do you like kind of black out and see stars? Do you see stars?
Sometimes I have visions.
He wakes up at Santa Fe.
Visions? Yeah. Time travel accidentally. Oh shit, give me some pepper. I need to get back to the year 2022.
Quick flash of another universe.
Yeah. It's all real.
He just wakes up in a bot bathroom in Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh.
With the kidney
Cinnamon.
missing.
They were right!
Yeah.
So, one of my buddies got arrested once for doing something silly.
Maybe three of your buddies.
At this point, it was just one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't remember what, I got a phone call after I drank a bunch of Go Juice. What we would do is we would take this size bottle of vodka,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd take one of those single serve Crystal Light packets
Oh yeah.
and just dump it in.
Summer treat.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
would just chug them.
Yeah, because you get hydrated and
Drunk.
drunk.
Yeah,
But mainly drunk.
mainly drunk. And your mouth turns whatever color of the drink you choose,
Yep.
whatever packet.
Yep, like you've been huffing spray paint.
That's right. or eating everlasting gobstoppers.
Oh yeah, those they go.
Everlasting.
It's a good way to lose a
Yeah.
molar.
Good way to lose a lot.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call saying that Nikki's been arrested, and I'm like, oh man, what did he do? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go down to the police station and I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. After drinking 4,
Sure.
yeah, very, very
Crystal lit.
crystal lit,
Yeah.
tiptoe drunk.
Yeah.
You think you're tiptoeing, but you're like,
Yeah.
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 So
Champagne.
we get down there. While we're driving there, my buddy's like, you shouldn't go do this. He's like, you're gonna get arrested. And I'm like, yeah, arrested for what? Like being awesome? Like I'm gonna go in there.
Got it.
I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
So we get there, and then I realized that it's probably not a good idea to go in there.
They don't like it.
They don't. So I called.
They're like, oh look, this one came to us.
Yeah. I call, and I'm like, has bail been set for Nicky Conlon? And they're like, oh no, but we're most likely gonna release him on his own recognizance. And I was like, well then what? How long is he gonna be in jail for? The cop was like, what? And I'm like, well, you said recognizance. He's like, yeah. I'm like, so like, what happens next? I'm like, he leaves. I'm like, yeah, but how much time is he gonna
How
serve?
long will he be at sea?
Yeah, and the cop is like, I don't think you know what release on your own recognizance means. I'm like, you're right, I don't know what that means.
You're drunk.
Yeah, and then he like explained it to me, and I still didn't get it. And then that's all I remember.
Yeah. You thought he had been put on a ship out to fish the northeastern waters.
Yeah, I didn't know
it was
what.
called the reconnaissance.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought they were sending
Sail
him
for Her Majesty.
like when England
Shanghai.
would send all their crazy people to Australia.
Yeah, they'd get real drunk. What are you talking about this?
The Aborigines.
No, there was like a bar in London and the guy would get him real drunk, and then he had kickbacks from the ship captains and the holding companies. So he'd get these guys real drunk. Then he had a secret passageway,
Like a trap door.
Yeah, a trap door under his pub, and then he would funnel them out through this cave to the docks, and these blacked out dudes would wake up on a 5-month contract on a boat, and they're already out at sea.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that. Was that this like last month? When was this? I don't remember hearing this
Probably
story.
not in Great Britain, but somewhere around the world. That's
Damn,
happening.
that's fucked up.
That's where the term being Shanghai'd comes from.
Yeah.
Well, I think that happened before that though.
Well, Shanghai had a pretty good pirate.
There's this thing called Buffalo Soldiers.
Yeah, Buffalo Soldiers.
It's to be stolen from West Africa and brought here.
But they didn't go to Shanghai.
Shanghai, the bar
The city.
in
The strip
Huntington
club in
Beach.
Anaheim.
It was a Shanghai in Huntington Beach.
Really?
Yeah, Shanghai bar. It's called Cool Bar.
Oh, I know.
It's
some
across.
mommies.
It's across the street
Right,
from
yeah.
Vaughn's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got 86 from there, and I wasn't even drinking.
Did it?
Maybe you
Wait.
should have been.
Yeah, I was sober.
This is like a pretty poly.
I got into an argument with the karaoke guy.
Well, that's valid.
Well, I went there because my friend Tiffany called me, and she was 3 sheets to the wind, and she was like, "Oh, can you come pick me up? I'm like really drunk."
They won't release me under my own
Recognizance.
Yeah.
So I was like, "I don't want to go to a bar. I don't drink." And she was like, "Well, you're not gonna have to hang out at the bar. I just want you to come get me." And I'm just like, "This fucking bitch." So I go down there, and I get there, and she's like having an argument with the karaoke guy. So I went over there, and I kind of just moved her aside with my arm, and I was like, "Why are you fucking yelling at this girl? She's drunk." And he was like, "Oh, I can talk to whoever I want." And he went like that, and his hand came up and almost hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So I grabbed him by his shirt,
They don't like
and I was about to punch him, and then like the security guard came over and like hooked my arm, and I turned around, and I was like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Dude, you can't punch the karaoke guy."
But he's wearing velvet. Velvet.
And I was like,
Everybody wants to.
I was like, "Fine." I'm like, "I'm not gonna hit him." He's like, "Okay, fine, but you need to leave." And I was like, "All right, come on, Tiffany, let's go." Then I was getting ready to leave, and the bartender, who happened to be the owner, he's like, "Hey, you can't come back here ever." And I'm like, "Oh man."
No.
I'm like, "Really? I can't come back to this shitty little bar that smells like
Aw.
fucking gravy foot bath?
Do you know where else I can get Hep C?
Spicy gravy foot bath. You know what that smell is? Buffalo, New York."
He goes in hard on
I'm
Buffalo.
gonna have to take your word for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, don't ever go there.
I had no intention of.
You shouldn't.
You might-
Ever.
You might get Shanghai'd in the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
End up in Buffalo.
End up in Canada.
You might lose your ability to communicate.
He just swam. Get me out of here.
Yeah, dude.
He
Like,
started fucking cold and then just started swimming.
like we were leaving, and I was like, I cannot believe I just got 86 from a bar, completely fucking sober.
Coming to pick someone up.
And I was in there 30 seconds, and I'm about to get into a fight. Not really a fight. If I would have fucking actually been able to punch that guy, he probably would have been dead.
I got 86 from a Greek-owned deli. I was a California deli, California Grill in Whittier, uptown.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I ended up knowing like the family that ran it.
Yeah.
Because if you work for the Greeks in the restaurant business, you end up knowing everyone.
George Pappas.
Yeah. I bet you George Pappas knows guys I know.
Probably.
Let's say
They
that.
know the same people.
Different coasts.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I was just out there with my buddy, shooting the breeze, and I guess I was shooting a little too hard. And they had to let me know it was a family establishment. And I looked at my buddy, I was like, "Really? Was I saying something so terrible?" And he goes, "Not really." I was like, "What?" And we were asked to leave.
Were you drinking Bud Light?
Got my Cobb salad to go.
Bud Light?
I wasn't drinking anything.
Oh, you were sober.
Yeah, I was just talking. It was like lunch.
Has that ever happened to you?
I
You ever
was
been
so
86 from a
embarrassed.
place sober?
No, not sober.
I was so embarrassed.
No.
If I owned a restaurant and then you came in and sneezed, I would 86 you. Like, I don't need you shitting your pants all over my establishment.
If you own a restaurant, I probably wouldn't go there.
Why not?
You know why.
No, I don't. I would open up either a vegetarian place or I would open up a seafood place. And if it was a seafood place, I would name it Cod Damn It. You would go to Cod Damn It. You would. So would you. You would gather up the family, get them in the station wagon,
God damn it.
Put on your seatbelt. We're going to Cod Damn It to get some fucking hush
The
puppies.
thing is, with the
I like that.
with the
Yeah.
precision that's necessary in the cooking, in the preparation of seafood, I might be a little concerned about taking to my family to a seafood restaurant with it's a joke as its name.
Well, part of the whole, like reason to have a restaurant is you want to stay open. So you want to have
No.
the shit prepared properly.
How about
Just because it's a silly name doesn't mean like this preparation and the cleanliness is silly.
If you do like fish and chips or stuff that's hard to mess up,
Yeah.
that might be a good name.
I would read it.
Yeah,
I would
popcorn shrimp.
I would serve the fish and chips in newspaper so you could learn while you were eating.
Oh yeah,
God damn it.
yeah. What kind of now would you get like newspapers from all over the world,
Yep.
different languages?
Nope. Just one language. If you can't speak English, I don't want you in my restaurant. I'm not going to deal with that.
Sounds like you're on a good path for restaurant.
Yeah. And also, there's going to be only urinals. You want to
yeah.
shit, you do it somewhere else.
Yeah, you can't do any front shits.
Right. You could. I guarantee you if I did that, somebody would leave a Duke in the urinal.
Would you have a sign on the door outlining all these rules, or would it be a surprise when people came in?
I would have a...
Cowboy rabbit?
Yep. Bunny.
Cowboy
You come
rabbit.
out of the bathroom. God damn it! Who shit in the urinal?
No,
You're like, "Hey!"
he'd be in there sitting on the sink with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And as soon as you pulled your pants down past your knees,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think you're doing?
You know what I would
Holy
do?
shit, you can talk.
I would.
Yeah, I can aim too.
I'd put like a little speaker in there.
Like an intercom, I can
different-
I can do it with my HomePod.
Just different
Yeah.
intervals. So, no, on a loop. Just different intervals. Like, corn, huh? And then nothing for like 35 seconds.
Right,
40 seconds,
right.
A minute,
There's some random speech.
and then you'd hear this like, what the? I'm getting out of this bathroom. It encourages people to move.
Yeah,
through.
incendiary.
No camping.
Yeah.
Traffic flow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the thing about Cod Damn It is that it would be a family establishment, and like people would learn quickly that you're not allowed to do certain things.
Yeah.
Because if you do,
Yeah.
you have to deal with the sheriff
So you'd be serving seafood and lessons in morality.
and
Whether
etiquette
you want it
and
or not.
etiquette.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Great name. But I've learned recently, like, places that specialize in crab, with crab in their name, crab cooker, kicking crab. The crab prices are through the roof right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't serve crab.
And it's kind of
But you could get crabs.
$50 a pound.
Crabs
Crab legs.
crabs aren't
You know-
on the
you know what
menu.
we charge at our restaurant?
What?
$180.
I was talking Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For king crab, red king crab.
I wouldn't serve crab at my
I'm a
restaurant.
Dungeness man, and blue crab.
It wouldn't be on the menu, but you can get crabs
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Yep.
Go home. God damn it! Oh.
Now they got. Well, it was in the name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cinnamon would work there. Cinnamon would work there.
Peppermint.
We call it Cinny for short.
Sweet Cinny.
City, yeah. Hey, sweet Cinny. Crabs at table 7. You got it, boss. Saunter over there.
These heels are hell on me. Standing here all day.
I think that would be a great idea. I think that's a good business model right off the bat. Like, God damn it would be a success.
Dude, the most successful restaurants do something a small amount of things really well, and they don't try to get cute.
They
In-N-Out
don't.
serves burgers,
Yeah.
and fries, and now animal fries. That's what most people.
They also have root beer floats.
I didn't know they even had. I didn't know they had root beer.
Yep.
That's cool.
Dawn and I went there after my birthday, and I said something, and the person taking our order was like, root beer float? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, hook that shit up.
Yeah.
And they're all Christian. They're like, I'm like, I mean, hook that up.
Yeah.
He's like, it's okay.
God bless you.
He forgives you. I'm like, who? Your boss?
He's like, look on the bottom of
And
your
he's like,
cup.
yeah, your boss. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
That guy. I love In-N-Out, and like they're always very, very nice when they're taking your order. Very polite. They do a very good job. They read back the order,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, now I get what you guys make, like $22 an hour.
Mhm.
You know, I've never had anybody in and they'll tell me to fuck off.
You know what the number one requirement is?
To work at In-N-Out?
Their smile. To get hired, they'll train you everything else, but if you can smile and it looks genuine, they'll hire you.
Really?
For real.
Wow.
I mean, it's better to have like all your working parts too.
Starbucks will pay for you to lop your dick off.
Huh.
They'll pay you for that?
Yep. They'll pay for your gender reassignment
They
surgery.
have a different business model over there, don't they?
They do. Here's what I don't
they
get.
pay for your college too.
Okay, let's say that I'm a 14-year-old girl and I want to transition into a guy. Do you think that at some point between the ages of 14 and 18, they might be like, I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh, I don't know.
Now it's like, well, you're fucked.
I feel
Or even a guy transitioning into a girl. He meets some girl, oh, she's actually pretty hot. Oh, wait, I don't have a dick anymore. People between the ages of 14 and like 18, they make, like even a freshman in college, they go through a lot of phases in that 1 year before they figure out who they are.
I did too. I don't know if that phase is a phase that's like something that's always been with them. I think it's different for everyone, but it doesn't seem to me like, oh, instead of for me to be like, oh, I'm punk rock now for the next year. I
Right.
think it's more like, no, I'm finally comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think at that young
I do
age,
think-
though.
I do think that I think that for years, for a long time, to transition, you had to go through at least a year of therapy. That was because I recruited somebody that transitioned.
Yeah.
Counseling.
Yeah, counseling. Yeah, not therapy. Counseling. To make sure.
Hang around a bunch of women for a year
No,
straight.
just to make sure this was like.
This is what you want.
Like everything was good, and not for their own benefit,
Right.
so that they didn't make some irreparable change.
Yeah.
And when you hear stories now about people that are teens, and their pediatricians and things are forwarding surgeries on and hormone replacements, and if you get hormone replacement, you will think differently.
Mm-hmm.
You do start thinking differently. Your chemicals are different. So at that young age, right? I think that maybe still do the counseling, still do the full year or whatever it is. Just take some time with it. You know, if it's for the rest of your life, maybe don't have it immediately available.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, I get a friend who is transitioning, but they're older. You know, this is a life decision that they've made at an age where like, all right, I'm sick of being a guy.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is the skin I'm comfortable in. And I'm fine. I'm completely supportive of that. I don't care what somebody does. But, like, what if, like, someone I'm dating decides to do it? And then they're like, oh, you're going to stay with me and support me, right? When you go get a dick, yeah, I'll support you, but we're not going to date anymore because I'm not gay.
Yeah, I knew a couple like that too. It was the man transitioned to female.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was really hard on them.
I bet.
And
And
he still identified as into women. He
Right,
still
right.
liked women.
Right, yeah, so does my friend, yeah. But it's like, okay, so now your wife has to be a lesbian, basically.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not, like, I mean, I could see that happening, like, you know, like, I could see myself, like, driving a girl to lesbianism, but not to gender reassignment. I can't picture me being that much of a pill where a girl's like, you know what, you've completely turned me off from men forever. I'm going to go get me a new penis, you know, and I'm going to find a girl that likes
I'm
that.
sure that's how the thought
I
goes.
think in any of those
Whatever it
scenarios, you'd
is.
be giving yourself a little too much credit, Rosie.
I don't think so. Have you ever dated me?
No.
No. It's not easy.
I can't imagine it would.
Why do you think I've been going through this like 6 month scuttlebutt with the current girl I've been seeing?
For fun?
I don't think it's fun. I'm not having fun. I don't think she is either.
They're perfect for each other.
Uh-huh.
Dude. Like, they're gonna be married.
I've actually been talking to the goat yoga girl a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was the same one.
No, I had that idea. I spun that idea out, but the original goat yoga idea came from a girl that I've been talking to from Washington.
Mm-hmm. The problem with people in Washington is that the 9 months.
She's not originally from there.
Okay.
She's originally from New Jersey.
Oh. I don't know if that's any better.
There's nice parts of
She's
Jersey.
does not. She's really nice though. But I mean, yeah, there's red flags. New Jersey,
Which could be attributed to every woman ever. We're all human.
right? Yeah, I come with red flags.
There's degrees of red.
There's a lot of red
You?
flags. Yeah. Like I surrender red flags. Like 10,000 people waving them in the air at once. Like, well, the surrender flags, the white flags, but they're red, soaked with the blood of every one of my enemies. How was your 4th?
I worked. I served all the people visiting America because it's not a holiday for them.
It's not.
It's very slow. It was very nice. It was over quickly
$180 for king crab legs?
for a pound.
Who the fuck? What is that?
A lot of folks.
Really? Dude, I don't think I've ever spent $180 on a pound of anything.
I work there, bro. I don't.
Oh, I know that.
Go there.
That's beyond high cotton.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Who walks into your restaurant, opens up the menu, and goes, $180 for king crab legs? I want 4 of
How
those.
big are the portions that they
A
serve?
pound.
Are they a pound?
Well,
That's why they're $180 a pound.
so it
You don't
depends
order,
on
you
what-
don't get like 3 pounds.
So they cut them. They cut the legs lengthwise. It's
Mhm.
just the legs.
Right.
The red Alaskan crab, and they cut them lengthwise so you can just pull the meat out. So it's anywhere for a half pound would be like 3 to 5 of those half segments.
Has anybody ever ordered that and been like, I don't think that there was a pound of meat here?
No,
Really?
no.
I would have been like, excuse me.
Yeah.
This is only half a pound.
We have a one of those tomahawks.
Bring out the scale?
Sold one last night. It was $250 for the steak.
Wow. Holy shit.
You used to be able to buy a whole cow for that much money.
Yeah, and land to feed it, or to
Yeah.
have it roam.
Right. And feed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
It's all inclusive.
So okay, I came like 2 days before I went on my trip. I had flat tires,
I remember
so
that.
I dumped, and then I had to get this oil change, and then whatever, regular wear and tear. But that was like $600 all in on all that stuff, maybe a little bit more. Then I come home and my car's overheating. I go to a meeting, car's overheating on the way home from Long Beach, and I was like, "Oh, sweet girl, let's get home, baby." And so I'm like nurturing it in the slow lane. I go to get it done. One of the heating coils and heating hoses needs to be replaced. There's 2 of them, I guess. I don't know. You're the mechanic. I had the same exact thing done on the other one 3 years ago. The price then was $270. It's now $390. 3 years later, same thing. I'm like, check. I know there's been inflation, dude, but more than 50% inflation? That's ridiculous in 3 years.
Because labor costs have gone up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the skilled trades, not a lot of young people have been going into it the
That's
last,
right.
last few years, so it's harder and harder to find things like mechanics and
Yeah.
plumbers.
You're right. I saw that in engineering too.
Mm-hmm.
A whole generation of mechanical, electrical, geological, all these guys just disappeared. Aeronautical,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone went into computer science. So like there's this, the guys that would
And
recruit.
TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok. The guys that recruit were like 60 or 22.
Uh-huh.
But there's this whole middle that went off to Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What are you guys talking about?
Welcome back.
Like as soon as you guys started talking, that chick texted me.
Goat yoga?
Yeah.
She sounds kind of crunchy. Is she crunchy?
So you want to do Panda Pilates now?
Yeah.
They have-
Pilates,
I'll show you guys.
sea turtle stretches.
You can tell me if you think that this girl's crunchy. I'm not really sure what that
Does
means,
she,
but
does she have?
she's a lot nicer
Does she
than.
have armpit hair?
No.
Dreadlocks.
Nope.
Puka shells.
Nope.
Birkenstocks.
Nope.
Long flowing, sort of.
Does she drive?
Floral print.
Does
She's
she drive-
not blonde.
Does she drive a Subaru?
Yes, she does.
Oh, no. Yep. Now we're getting into crunch territory.
She does drive a Subaru.
She drives a Subaru. Okay, all right.
I did a joke on the podcast a few months ago about how brunch is the bisexual of the male community. Well, I'm like doing like brunch drives a Subaru everywhere it goes.
Yeah. All right, Subaru. All right.
Yeah.
Does she know what a yurt is?
I'll ask her. How's that spelled?
Y-U-R-T.
Y-U-R-T?
Yeah, Yankee, Utah.
What is it? What is it? What's a yurt?
It's like an outdoor
It's
tent slash platform.
It's a domicile of Mongolian origin.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
It's like a big round tent.
Mm-hmm. But the Mongolians would use it because they were known.
How the fuck would she know what that is?
Oh, yoga folk know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they go on little yurt excursions and get in touch with themselves.
Mm-hmm. Take some ayahuasca.
She said, yeah, she does.
Does she have a coexist sticker on the back of her
Subaru? Don't ruin this for me,
Does
guys.
she make her own granola?
She actually just told me that. She said
Does she ferment her own kombucha?
she's sober.
There's non-alcoholic kombucha.
Well, she doesn't fuck with that shit.
I bet she does.
She doesn't.
Where-
We've talked about it.
Ask her where the best 3 farmers markets are in her area.
I can tell you where the best 3 farmers markets are here.
Where?
Colorado River, or Lagoon in Long Beach, downtown Tustin, and then there's one in Newport Beach about a mile up from Fashion Island. Best in the state. Yurt that.
Put that in your yurt.
Put that in your yurt and blend it up.
Well.
She just told me.
Remind me never to challenge a vegetarian about a farmer's
Never matched wits with a Sicilian.
She just told me too. She said it would be really cool if you could come up here soon
And we can sleep under the stars
in her yurt.
and feed each other almond butter.
In yurt butter.
Yurt
I would
butter-
rather just,
Does she want to move to Berkeley or Brooklyn?
hopefully Brooklyn. This is gonna be good. I don't see this ending badly. I see.
Said every man ever entering anything. It's like famous last words.
I think that.
All right.
No.
Great.
I think
this
the
media
most dangerous part of this whole thing is letting Dulcie know.
So it's not like we're recording this conversation or anything.
This is how I'll break it to her. Okay, listen to the new episode.
Smart.
You're gonna go fuck that goat yoga girl, aren't you? Uh-huh.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I sure am.
People love that.
Yeah, it's their favorite.
You're gonna give me relationship advice?
Oh. Love.
I mean, sneezing advice maybe.
Rosie, you're better than that. That's low hanging fruit, man.
No, I'm gonna go to Washington.
You know, I think I've learned too much about relationships, so now I just stay out of them. And I don't think that's healthy either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
Like, it's important to be forced to do things that you don't necessarily want to do immediately, but then ultimately it leads to change and growth and blah, blah, blah. You know, more so than just being like 80 years old, like,
I think that I've grown
does
significantly.
anybody hear me? If I died, how long would it take for them to find me?
I think that I've grown significantly
I'm dead,
since
so-
my last relationship.
You've grown a lot since I've met you.
Right. So getting out of this relationship and into a new one should be seamless.
Yeah, you've only been trying for like 8 months. You've called her your ex-girlfriend for at least 4 months.
Yeah, she is.
Well, she disagrees.
It doesn't matter what she thinks.
Well,
I've set.
yeah, turns out she does.
I've set clear boundaries.
That she completely
I was
ignors.
gonna say.
And then you're like, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Turn your key.
And then she's like, here, but I made copies of 3 more, so whatever. I got more if you want more keys.
Battleship Galactica.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Dulcie is amazing and sweet and has your fucking number, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're gonna be a dad.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna be a great dad.
Great dad.
I'll tell
You're
you. This is what I'll propose. If I can go to Washington like once a month,
Do some goat yoga.
do some goat yoga,
Mm-hmm.
Here's some
That's what the
advice.
kids are.
do
calling
some
it.
goat yoga, then fine, I'll get you pregnant.
Here's some advice for all men. Once a month, you should go do something just for you.
Yeah,
Specifically,
goat
at a
yoga.
time where you feel like you're getting yelled at and you don't
Long
quite
loins.
get it.
Mhm.
Long
Just go on a
loins.
fishing trip. even if
I'll
you don't
I'll
fish.
go to Washington and I'll do goat yoga.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Yeah, I'll do yoga with goats
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in a yurt
Mm-hmm.
This is how the secret society shit starts, bro.
underneath the
Put on the
sun
goat hat and you do yoga.
or cloud covering of the Seattle sky.
Oh yeah. You're so pale. Where'd you go on vacation?
I was in a yurt doing goat yoga.
I never left the yurt.
You know what would happen if I did that? They'd both get fucking pregnant.
Simultaneously.
That'd be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you'd have to live in Oregon or Northern California.
Because I'm assuming she's not going to be like, you know, oh, I do yoga. I know what a yurt is. I drive a Subaru. You have to wear a condom. Yeah, bullshit.
No, well, she's made her own, but unfortunately,
Right.
she's not good at it.
Right. Right. They're very,
Sheepskin,
yeah, rippable.
goat skin.
Yeah, goat skin. No, she'd have to kill a goat.
Well, if the goat dies of natural causes,
No more dead goat in my dick.
you want a kid?
No.
Dead goats.
Yeah, but that's not going to be an effective form of birth control.
Are you kidding me?
I'd have to go back to the spray and
That's
pray
what the
method.
original word. It was like pig intestine.
Spray and pray.
The spray and pray. Not working since the dawn of man.
It's worked for me so far.
Wow,
My spray and pray game, dude.
bro. It's just like
It's like Jeremy Roenick
it's
in his
just
prime.
like a future lifelong commitment every single time. Just
Yeah.
dip and dodge and diving and ducking.
I have a decision to make.
I'm gonna have however many minutes of pleasure, or be responsible for somebody for minimum 18 years
Exactly.
and potentially forever.
Well, I don't
Because
want,
the
but
way
I don't
kids
want
are
to
growing
do
up
that.
these days.
I don't want to do that. I think that life is full of surprises. That's one surprise I'm not gonna let happen. Like I don't want that to happen.
Spray and pray.
They have a procedure for that.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about doing that.
The
I
snip
really
and dip.
was, and just not telling her.
Mm-hmm.
Get the snip and dip.
Yeah, they go, we have to go to the fertility place. I'm like, no, you don't. If you need fucking fertility drugs, God doesn't want you to have a kid, and you're a cunt.
Not gonna let my wife listen to this podcast.
I'm not going down that
Yeah.
road. Yeah.
Why?
It's still a little close.
Close to what?
I know so many people that take them.
Selfish.
I'm not in their marriage. I'm not in their situation. I'm not. And they're people I would want to be parents. Like they're the people that, you know, have kids. Don't always. I'm sure
Yeah.
they love their kids, but
There's some really fertile, terrible parents out there.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister worked for CPS. There was a lot of really horrible situations out there with that. Wow, 8 kids? You have 8 kids?
Yeah.
And you that like that?
We have it's just that show called 18 and Counting in this country, whatever the fuck it is. What does that vagina look like?
Mormon.
Mormon? They're not Mormon.
Sleeve of wizard.
It's very droopy. That's like the one adjective I would never want to.
She couldn't sneeze like you do.
No, she cannot.
Yeah.
Oh no! What are we gonna name this one?
That'd be a long hospital stay.
Carlos. I guess we're gonna name it Carlos. We've already used every other name.
Can we get him a stamp?
Carlos is the last one.
We should get little tattoos behind each ear.
Do you guys have HBO Max?
Yeah.
Have you watched that Rich and Shameless show
No.
about that weird sex cult in upstate New York where they were branding women?
Oh, I started watching that.
It's
Yeah,
fucked
it
up.
was like in the entertainment. People in the entertainment industry were involved.
Some,
in it.
not a lot.
I just saw that guy talk, and I was like, why would you ever be around this dude? Every part of my goose flesh, dude.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh yeah, this guy's full of shit. But you know,
Speaking of which, R. Kelly just got sentenced to 30 years in prison.
30, which is dope. I wish it was more.
How come priests aren't going to jail?
Because they don't
'Cause
they
God
don't
loves
sing
them.
about bumping.
Yeah, and they don't record it.
Yeah, they don't sing about
Yeah.
it and record it, and then
And pee on, leave DNA everywhere.
say the person's age multiple times while they're doing it.
Is that what he did?
Like, damn, I can't believe you're 14.
Pee.
You're just like, bro.
Yeah. I'm writing a letter to R. Kelly right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
He won't get it.
He won't get it. He's in jail.
Probably won't respond.
You don't think he has a burner phone?
He's got a lot of money, so he's probably going to be
If
in
I-
a good situation there.
If I ever went to
But-
prison,
Although, yes.
The way they treat people with that rap, I don't know, dude. But I bet you the rest of the money that he's made his entire life will go to protect him.
I somehow feel like Bill Clinton was involved.
That's a leap.
He didn't say nothing wrong on Bump and Grind.
Well, I mean, he was doing shit with Epstein, that little sex island.
I don't think R. Kelly was invited to that club because he would again write songs and sing about things.
Bump and grind with Bubba, with Slick Willie.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Shit's about to get weird.
Clinton might have been like, "Game seems game," but I ain't hanging out with you.
There was another episode on that show where a guy had his own island on the Bahamas, his own K, and he was doing all sorts of weird shit. And he was like 80 years old, and he did the stem cell thing.
Oh yeah, it was like jacked.
That Canadian fashion designer guy, Neeland or whatever his name is. Yeah. The guy was such a fucking weird, creepy looking bastard. It was so fucking weird looking at the guy. I was uncomfortable watching it. The way he talked and the way that he conducted himself. If I ever saw that guy, I would have killed him. It's like seeing Hitler's baby.
Dude, have you seen
Bond
Garth?
villain.
Have you seen Garth Brooks?
No.
Talk interview. There's a new not new. It's like 3 years old documentary that came out on HBO.
No.
Dude, Garth Brooks is fucking weird, bro. He is so weird.
I'm not even sure I
Did you
know who that is.
Did you know he had a alter ego in '99?
Garth Brooks. Why does that sound so familiar?
He's the greatest selling entertainer of all time. Like his live shows and Mr. Country.
More than Cyndi Lauper?
Barely. Just barely.
He's up there with Engelbert Humperdinck.
Dude, Garth Brooks had this alter ego had a whole backstory. God, what was the fucking guy?
He had an alter ego?
Yes, Chris Gaines.
Was that kind of like Richard Bachman? Oh my god. He looks like the magician guy.
Yeah.
David Blaine.
No,
So-
Chris Angel. Chris Angel.
So
Is this your card?
so the story is he was writing a movie.
Okay.
About this.
As Chris Gaines?
He was writing a movie about Chris Gaines.
As Garth Brooks.
But no, Garth Brooks. Anyway, I don't know really if he thinks he was Chris Gaines. Or
Super emo.
So really, what it was like this long play, mixed media sort of like advertising thing, right?
Yeah.
So he had this whole crazy ass backstory about this guy Chris Gaines, who was born in Australia, but his parents moved him to California when he was 5, and then everyone died that he loved, and then he became a member of this huge boy band, and then he broke off on his own. And so then the movie picks up. He actually recorded an album called Chris Gaines' Greatest Hits, and it was supposed to be his 4th studio album. And then the movie was going to come in and do this story of this guy's life, but the movie was never made. So for like a while, Garth Brooks was Chris Gaines, who had a soul patch to be envied, and the straight boy band hair that came down. That's just Garth, but it's Chris. And it was, dude, you hear
Did he spell it CRISS?
Bro, if you hear him talk in his fucking interviews, or in the interview of this show, like this Garth Brooks documentary, whatever, he is so fucking creepy. Like, he's watched people be killed, or he's killed people. I'm pretty sure of it. Like the way he's like, everything is so serious, and you're just like,
So is he
God
mentally
damn, I
ill?
get the icks.
Is he mentally ill?
For sure, but he writes good music.
Does he?
And he performs well. He's a heck of a musician.
Like so many great artists.
He's crazy.
That's fucking weird.
He's not eccentric. He's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you got brought into the mix, Australia.
No, Chris Gaines is fictional. Don't worry. He wasn't really born in Australia.
I know, but he said
he didn't really.
But
exist.
he said that.
He did feel like Australia would be a good place for him to be born.
Oh boy. What are we gonna do now?
Makes it harder
We have
for
to
people.
kill Chris Gaines.
Dude, Chris Gaines almost killed Garth Brooks. Careful, he's strong.
The hardest characters to kill are the fictional ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know where they're gonna be.
But he has a soul patch.
God.
That's creepy. What's the name of the documentary?
Oh, Garth Brooks, watch me go crazy. Dude, I honestly wanted to watch it because I had just come back from Nashville. He's the greatest selling country artist of all time and the greatest live selling act of all time.
Not more than Cyndi Lauper live, though.
Yes. The road I'm on. So,
The
but here's the
road
thing,
I'm on.
dude. I was halfway through the first episode and they do
Oh,
these-
it's not just one documentary, it's episodes.
Yeah, it's a few episodes. And I just swear to God, dude, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop and I was like, God, if there's anything to glean from this guy's experience, it would be you'd want to know what's going on in this guy's head. And I quickly shut the door and locked it. I said, no, I do not. I do not want to know.
Holy shit.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see if this is like his actual. No, this is some guy's opinion. Hold on, I got it. Just the way he talks. He talks about his dad, who was a Marine, teaching him how to shake a man's hand. And he goes, "You want it firm, but not like I'm here to hurt you. But firm. But you know, in 5 seconds, if something breaks out, you got someone with you. If something breaks out, you got a friend there."
This is fucking weird, dude.
And I'm just like, the way he fucking shook your hand? Bro, if I met you 5 seconds ago and shit breaks out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you fall down in front of me, I'll pick you up, bro. But if we're running, like, hey, you know what I mean?
Just
Like,
gotta outrun you.
wait a minute. What about that guy's hand I just shook? It was firm, but not too firm. Nah, maybe I'll go take a bullet for him. Fuck, bro.
I don't know if I meet Chris Gaines, I don't think I should
If you
introduce
meet Chris
myself
Gaines,
as Pauly
run.
Firm.
Run, dude.
Yeah. How'd you get that name Firm, boy?
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Oh, he's in like spandex, like.
I'm not gonna be worried about a country singer.
Dude, all I'm saying is.
I'll crack his head.
What I'm saying is, don't get lost on his property, because he's wealthy enough.
Why would I be there?
Well, you might take a wrong turn on a hike in Nashville. What I'm saying is, don't
Yeah.
get lost, because for sport, he probably hunts people.
There is a real world possibility
his
that I may
house is
live there
very
soon. So yeah, I'm gonna find out where he lives and never go there.
Yeah, basically north of Nashville.
Okay.
Don't go north of Nashville.
All right.
Stay south of the Rib.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
Should we
I'm gonna Chris Angel this podcast.
should we exchange some nice firm handshakes?
Yeah, polyfirm. Can we get maybe a blurb of wisdom from Robin? Would you be willing?
I think I'd like to take this little chestnut from last week's podcast and say, never make a promise with a boner.
Because the spray and pray is coming up hot.
That is staunch advice, man.
Never make promise with a
Never make a promise with a boner.
That's good advice.
It is. I've made a lot of promises with a lot of
Don't make a
boners.
promise with a lady boner.
I made a promise once, a really, really serious promise with a really serious boner once.
Oh,
Yeah. The thing was, my ex and I had been fighting for like a week straight. And, I don't know, she just did something. Like her body, it was just really, really sexy when she was like yelling at me. And, I got an erection. And I just said something.
Getting yelled at and getting an erection.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you guys are perfect.
And I just said what she wanted to hear, and like I've been fucking like living with it since. Like, and she's not let it go. I even told her, I'm like, look, when I said that, I had a boner, and she was like, I was yelling at you. I'm like, I know.
Dude, I told you I lived with someone, she invited me to live there. I didn't really have anywhere else to go. She was amazing that way, but we fought all the time.
Yeah.
Like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to like get on with my life. This is not healthy for anyone, and I'm now like it's getting bad. And I was like, fuck, I need to get out of here. And then she'd get out of the shower naked.
Yeah.
And just walk like hi, and then just like walk into the bedroom, and I'm sitting on the couch just like, well, I guess we could give it another couple weeks.
Right. Right.
I felt so like cheap, like dumb, you know, just fucking male.
Yeah. I had a similar thing. She was making us breakfast naked. She was just wearing a fucking apron.
Yeah.
Like not a one over like a waist one. So like the ass and tits were like, you know, flaunted.
And now she's playing with danger too, grease burns and things. And
She was.
Hope she wasn't making bacon.
She wasn't. She was literally putting Pop-Tarts in the toaster.
with an apron.
Yeah.
It's classy.
She's like, you want this Pop-Tart? And I'm like, I do. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do afterwards. We're going to go to my parents' house. I'm like, oh, whatever.
You're like, what?
Yeah. Then we like eat the Pop-Tarts and have sex. And she's like, oh, it's really. I'm like, I'm not fucking going to your parents' house. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. She didn't like that.
No?
Do not disturb the exotic bird.
Everyone out there who just celebrated the American Independence Day, remember that bald eagles may soar, but weasels don't get sucked through jet engines.
Billy Longloins, Polly Firm, Robin.
Robin.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good night, Melbourne, Australia.
Keep it classy.
Wherever you are. Perth. It's a good, maybe good John Houseman name.